Oh yes, legends. How's everybody doing? Let's analyze the situation here all together for the price of Bitcoin. What is going on? Make sure to destroy the like button. We are just bouncing at a major level of support that we were talking about yesterday, legends. Let's see if we can maintain that level and go to higher prices, or is the price going to roll over from here? Let me know in the comment section, and we're going to be diving in right away through the charts on Bitcoin. Let me just turn here. Yes, we are here. Hang on a second with that music. It is not the weekend yet. Let's chill out with the techno. Let's go right away through the comment section. Say hello to the wonderful community as always, first of all. And man, we kind of trying to bounce here. We kind of trying to bounce. Major zone. Yesterday we were talking about how, preferably you want to form a higher low in this region. We didn't quite create a swing failure pattern from this higher low right over here. We went down to that naked point of control, also the area that was mentioned throughout yesterday's stream, right? This is kind of the area that the price needs to hold if we want to see that new momentum to the upside. We're going to talk about where, the potential bearish scenarios, because at the end of the day, we do have a major swing failure pattern on the higher time frame from the $116,000, right? So this is kind of looking a little bit, it was a good interesting sniper short. Anybody that caught that short position on this swing failure pattern from the range highs, it's kind of worth holding, right? Especially if you're swing trading. It's kind of one of those shorts that is worth holding right there, because there is a bearish case scenario eventually. There's always a bearish case. For the bulls, it is, quite crucial for the most bullish case scenario to actually hold this point of control, which we have been doing so throughout today. We were getting a little bit of a reaction here, a little bit of a triple bottom, double bottom situation here, where we have that high volume node, right, sitting right over here at 113.5k. Did a pretty good job in getting a little bounce of $1,000 throughout the last few hours, but now eventually we are hitting some more resistance. We got a bunch of longs entering here on Bybit. Bybit has gone relatively crazy with this wick right over here and entered a huge amount of longs. There's about 10 million long positions just here in the last hour. We can see the CBD, right, creating that massive spike to the upside. So people like to long at resistance for some reason. The main reason why this is resistance is because we have a daily level. There's a daily level which was from yesterday's close, okay? Daily level right over here. When we do zoom to the daily chart, all right? Yesterday's open, the close of Sunday. We are getting a little bit of a reaction at that daily level, okay? And this zone is actually a little bit crucial. It is crucial because if the price does create a lower high in this region and attempts to move down to the low, we got a bit of danger here that we could break down, okay? Because that brings the theory of a 1-2 and another 1 and 2, and then the price rolls over, right? Of course, it's kind of a diagonal here is possible. However, you will just have the risk of breaking down in that wave 3. Would I consider a double bottom here? I would be a little bit cautious. This is the kind of moment where the price could take that punch to the downside based on a multiple 1-2, right? 1-2, 1-2. You want this to be the low. You would really prefer this to be the low right over here, and the price slowly grinding to the upside to have the attempt to take out 116k. So we did form that 3-wave structure into support, which is, kind of very nice. We were talking about the possibility yesterday of the price forming a 5-wave structure here to the upside since we left this zone right over here, these resistance zones here throughout Saturday. And we were talking about the possibility of forming a 5-wave move to the upside here. And, most importantly, hold this region, right? Yesterday we were talking about how important this region below 114k, above 113k should really maintain as support, right? This is like the crucial zone for the price of Bitcoin to really maintain the bullish market structure. Form a higher low. We've got good confluence here, naked point of control, 382, 50% Fibonacci. This is exactly at 113.5k region, which is literally where we're trying to hold today, right? Today we're getting that little bounce. Now we're getting a little correction here in this zone, just because there is some resistance. As explained, we've got a daily level. There's the value area low from yesterday. So there's a lot here going on, without a doubt, in this region, okay? For the price of Bitcoin, there is also that daily level. So it is struggling a little bit in this region. And we do not want to see here the price come down to this low again, because that brings the risk of this not being a three-wave structure. It would be nice for the price to actually rally. If we do get some local bullish CVDs here, we're going to have to pay attention to that. You know, a little bit lower here would be ideal. 50% golden pocket. If we get massive shorts entering the market, taking a look at the CVD divergence, which is not the case. We've seen many longs entering here. This is not good. Not good. Too many longs entering here on Bybit US dollar tether throughout the this bounce. Not nice. It is not nice to see that many longs entering, which brings the risk of rolling over here. Let me know in the comment section, are you feeling bullish or bearish? Okay, because man, yeah, we're getting this little bounce at the point of control, the naked point of control here. If you do take this long position, where double bottoms here is without a doubt the way how to play it, or get acceptance back above the naked point of control. All right, stop loss, give or take a bit of room, giving you a 2-3 to 1 risk to reward ratio. This has to be a TP1 with no doubt, because you're at a daily level, you're at the previous day value area low zone. This is a little bit of resistance. The risks here of a double 1-2, where you have your wave 1, a flat here in your wave 2, and another wave 1 and another wave 2. We're just at 50% Fibonacci from your second wave 1 here to the low of wave 1. There's a lot here, right? This is where the price is struggling to get above this zone, without a doubt. So the most bearish case scenario is actually forming a lower high in this region, right? You got the trend line. I am aware of the trend line breakout for a fake out here. If you do get that move up, you still have the previous day point of control, okay, which is kind of the last zone, right? We want to be a little bit cautious. This is only for the brave. I would consider the bearish case scenario. If we do get lots of longs entering here, we'll be monitoring this if we do get the momentum to the upside. And there's lots of longs entering here throughout the exchanges, creating more bearish CVDs, because already on Bybit US dollar tether, we got some massive longs entering here. And there's already some, lower highs on price action, higher highs on the CVD. If we were to get that move up, okay, fake out of the trend line, if there's going to be more longs entering here, you get higher highs on CVD, lower highs on price action, price kind of struggling in this zone. It could definitely be absorbed by bigger short positions, right? Limit shorts. So yeah, we want to be, obviously a lower high here in this zone is very much possible. Okay, there's the daily level, value area low. Not the easiest short unless you catch this double top. You're very defensive, right? It's all about double bottoms and double tops at the end of the day, guys. If you do take a look at this price action that we formed early this morning, double bottom, local double top, right? And your game plan here, I mean, this is literally a strategy. You just look for the local double bottom at a big confluence area. So confluence area, how we can get them? Well, fixed volume profile or session volume profile, right? You do have that high volume node from this zone that was created on Sunday, and that's where you're literally looking for a tap and go, be defensive. If you double bottom again, it gives you another re-entry. And same kind of scenario here. If you have confluence, if you do have a bearish case, which is a 1, 2, 1, and 2, I mean, your best shot to get the best entry and manage risk is look for the local double tops, especially if you're going to see a bunch of longs entering here on Bybit, which were going absolutely nuts. They were going bananas here with the long entries just in the last 30 minutes. They kind of trap right now. You know, when you do see this candle to the upside, there's just 7 million at the top there of long positions and 5 million, 12 million total, as you can see at the very tippy top here of this local little range. That's not good. That's a perfect scenario to trap them and roll over. So if you do get longs right there at this zone of resistance, I mean, this is a dangerous level to long, right? Let's just keep it clear. I hope nobody that's watching here is looking for longs at resistance. Okay, we've got a daily level, value area low, lower high trend. You know, we are trending to the downside. This is a local downtrend. Yes, on the higher time frame we are uptrending, but I mean, this is not a zone that I would, you know, want to long eventually, right? Preferably want to try and look for shorts at resistance and be defensive, local double tops. So yeah, we're just bouncing here between support and resistance. You've got naked point of control. Double bottom is always a good option. Double top at resistance is always a good option in this region. Okay, so this would have been, you know, acceptable area for longing, acceptable area to short, and you're kind of hedging in this small little range to see which one's going to play out, right? Got the breakout. Of course, a fake out here could be very, very interesting. Okay, if we get a bunch of longs attempting to move higher, I would consider the double 1-2. Okay, I would consider a possible fake of trend breakout only if we do get big bearish CVD divergence. If you get lots of longs entering here, taking a look at the delta or the CVD, well, eventually it would be a trend breakout that could end up in a fake out, right? You got lots of longs entering here. The price kind of struggles a little bit in this area. I would speculate on a possible short trade. Okay, just considering the double 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, even though your second 1-2 is a little bit longer than your first 1-2, but you know, not much. It's very much acceptable. Even your second 1-2 could finish here, okay, and roll over. That is very much our scenario here. We are at resistance, daily level, value area low. So yeah, the price is definitely struggling here, without a doubt, to basically, you know, get that momentum to the upside. So it's not looking too great, I have to say. Not looking too great, this downtrend momentum. So let's talk about other scenarios. I mean, obviously for internal trading setups, the best long would have been here at the naked point of control, double bottom. Short here preferably would have been a few $100s higher, trying to catch that double top rejection, taking into consideration CVD, lots of longs trying to enter here in this zone. So this is kind of the area, right, for either short or long, right? Daily level, value area low of this trading zone, and the naked point control here for longs. So thinking out of the box, let's think out of the box here. The possibility of attempting to move up here and break out the trend line, we need to be aware on the higher time frame we are uptrending. Okay, it's a little bit of a punchy short position. It's like a fake of trend break here. Always being aware that it's, you know, the momentum in the last few days is up. So it is a little bit of a tricky short position. You would have to see massive bearish CVD divergence. Okay, you need to see those longs going absolutely nuts here on the CVD, very excited because of the trend breakout, and form higher highs on CVD, lower highs on the price action, okay, as we do get that breakout. And we have a very, very good level of resistance, which is the previous day point of control. Okay, so yeah, we'll be taking a look at that if we do get that breakout. Okay, it might happen on stream. If we roll over to test these lows, I have to say I'm not interested in longs in this region. There is a acceptable long trade at lower levels that we are going to talk about. Okay, so yeah, we'll go through that in the next coming minutes. Okay, guys, so bear with me here. Bear with me here because we are going to be talking about that right away. Let's go quickly through the comment section and say hello to the beautiful community. We'll take into consideration Elliot wave theory. We'll take into consideration, you know, the levels, of course. We'll be doing both things, okay? Let me just quickly go through the comment section and say hello to the beautiful community. Smash up the like button. Are you feeling bearish? Are you feeling bullish? Let me know in the comment section, legends. Is the music too loud? We'll turn that down ever so slightly. And yeah, let's go right away through the comment section, okay? Let's say hello to the absolute legends. What's going on? Let's go. What's going on here with the comment section? Let me just refresh this because I'm not sure if the comment section is kind of stopped here in the middle of nowhere. There we go. Comment section is live. Are we rolling over? Are you feeling bearish? Are you feeling bullish? Comment section right away. Axel, let's go. Andy, much love to you. Staffer One, how are you feeling today, Andy? I'm feeling better. Okay, had a little bit of a virus throughout the last few days, but I'm feeling much better. Okay, thank you very much for asking, Staffer One. Slap up the like button. We go higher, potentially yes. Okay, potentially yes, we do go higher. I do see that possibility. Okay, there is a chance, of course. We need to give that chance for the bulls. We are uptrending. We're going to go through the scenario. Let's go. Come on, Noah. How are you doing, my man? Did we front run the 50% 618 fib? Which one? Is it this one right over here? Is it from the last lower high that was formed yesterday? We just barely hit the 50% Fibonacci, okay? We barely did hit the 50% Fibonacci. Try to get above it. The daily level acting as resistance, as we can see. So, yeah, this is what we got currently. We did hit 50%, which is kind of your minimum target zone if you are considering a wave one, a wave two, another wave one here, and another wave two. Preferably your wave two does find resistance in between the 50% and the 7/8 Fibonacci. In this case, the one from yesterday also slightly getting above the 50% if we consider this a flat. And if this is going to be a second wave two, what we do see here is the 50% being hit, right? So that's like your minimum target zone for a wave two. It can be golden pocket, it can be 7/8, but 50% sometimes is the one that gets respected. So yeah, this is what we got currently here. Price is rolling over a little bit to the downside. S&P 500 with a new all-time high. Stock market, there's nothing more bullish than the stock market, guys. Right? Stock market is just moving up and Bitcoin's moving down at the same time, right? Stock up, Bitcoin down. Not good. No bueno. Okay, let's go right away through comment section and we will dive in through the levels, the scenarios on the price of Bitcoin, and you know, try and discuss the different possibilities. Okay, this was not an easy short. You really need to be on the lower time frame, checking CVD and double top situation locally at the daily. You also have the support resistance flip, just a basic support resistance flip. But your entry here would have been that double top, preferably, right? If you are attempting this scenario. So, yeah, let's go through, continue through the comment section. All right. Asta pumping finally, right? Asta is pumping finally. Hello, Andy and Legends. Meme Cat, how are you doing, brother? Hola, Andy. ABC to gap. ABC to the gap. Fill the CME Futures Gap. We'll have to consider that. We do have to consider the gap. The top of the gap usually provides support. We haven't quite hit the top of the gap on the CME. We were just shy by $100. Could we? The top of the gap does provide support, Legends. That is something to note. Top of the gap does, usually find at least a local reaction support zone. So if we were to come down there, we definitely need to consider the possibility of the top of the gap getting a little bit of support, okay, here. Yeah, that's something that we need to take into consideration, okay? Filling the gap. If this is a multiple 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, it's perfect for a third wave to really nuke here and fill the gap, right? That's like the best scenario to fill the gap. You want a third wave, because the gap to fill it's all the way down to 111k, right? Even below on the futures platform. So it kind of makes sense here for a double 1-2, right? If this were to be the high, we're not considering the bullish case. We're taking a look at the bearish case right now, which is coming down in a multiple 1-2. 1-2, 1-2, boom, third wave down, and it kind of gets that movement down here to the range point of control and fills the gap. What is interesting, that as you fill, if we were to fill the gap, that is without a doubt, usually when you fill a gap on the CME, you usually get a reaction bounce, okay? If that were to be the case, you usually do get a reaction bounce when you fill the gap. Filling the gap is coming all the way down to $111,000 area. And what is interesting about the $111,000 area is that we do have the range point of control of the last 2 weeks. So yeah, I mean, it's a reactionary area, zone to get a bounce. You want to be a little bit cautious eventually, especially if we were to roll over here very aggressively. If this ends up, this is where we look for opportunities. I wouldn't be too interested here in looking for any longs if we were to lose these lows, right? We tapped a couple of times today, that little naked point of control, right? We tapped a couple of times that, naked point of control today. If the price were to roll down from here to hit this level, I'm really not considering a double bottom here. I'm really not considering. Of course, it is the top of the gap, because if you were to come down here on the CME futures, you are coming down literally to touch the top of the gap if you test those lows of today, which usually gets a little reaction. So it could be a little bit of a cheeky long if you do create an SFP here, but I wouldn't be too excited on the major bounce. But yeah, let's just say that the top of the gap is literally just below these lows right over here. So could you attempt in breaking down this area? So, for anybody that did not long on a double bottom here, this is the kind of long that, yeah, you want to take profit in this area, but still maintain some open, because when we go to the higher time frame, this could definitely be an ABC. Okay, this could definitely be a zigzag. We are uptrending, let's not forget that. We are uptrending here throughout the last few days. This could be very much the end of a correction, three-wave structure. I mean, your best zone to enter it was in the double bottom here, hitting that naked point of control, right? There's no magic to it, right? It's just pure confluence level, naked point of control. When we take into consideration Elliott wave theory yesterday, we were talking about the the zones where you would prefer this to bounce, which is 382, 50%, either from this low to the high, 50% right there, slightly below even this higher low right over here, to consider that long trade between 382, 50%. And obviously you have the naked point of control. So this order, it's an order block, right? Let's keep it simple. On the slightly higher time frames, this is kind of an order block right there. You really want to hold there, and local double bottoms into that naked point of control is your option for an entry here to speculate on the bullish case. And the bullish case, considering that this is multiple 1-2s and this is already your third wave, you literally don't want the price really to go much lower than the 50% Fibonacci, right? Which is slightly lower here, but you don't want to break this order block successfully, right? You do not want to. So yeah, your best option here was really to try and catch that double bottom locally. There's just no more to it. So yeah, let's think outside of the box here. We're gonna have to think outside of the box, because these lows over here and these local highs for an SFP no longer are relevant, in my opinion. Okay, they're just no longer a great short or long. You've already tested it a couple of times today. You've tested it a couple of times here. So preferably this double top comes down to test the lows, right? Or this double bottom actually forms a higher low and attempts a breakout, okay, from the highs. So a double top here is no longer. If we were to move up here, I would really personally believe that we are going to squeeze out a few $100s at least till we come to our next level of resistance, which is the point of control of this area, right? Which is the previous day point of control. And this is like the last level for this to be bearish, right? Is the last level for this to give the chance for the bears. Because if this is going to be the top at 116k after hitting that lower high of the range, right, which is right over there, kind of a pretty standard, swing failure pattern from a major range high. We were talking about the 5-wave structure to the downside that we had here when we consider Elliott wave theory, and it's very, very common to get that reaction on after hitting the wave 4. So yeah, I mean, let's zoom in here on the levels and the different scenarios, because I would give a chance for the bears. I would give a chance here. Just let's imagine, because right now where we at, it's just in between these highs and these lows. I do not want to speculate on either a long or a short, even considering VWAP. VWAP could act as a little bit as support here, but really not when we have these lows and these highs in the middle. I'm aware of rolling down, testing the lows. I'm aware of a higher low. I would prefer getting out of this region already. Double bottom, double top. Let's see if we are going to attempt to break down or we're going to attempt to break up. And once you get that break up, without a doubt, when we consider the bearish case, right, we're talking about the bearish case right now, your best level to get rejected would be that point of control from yesterday. Look no further, right? Which is just sitting slightly above, 7-8 Fibonacci. I mean, this is like your last zone for the bears to get rejected. It seriously is. But if it is going to be the one, if it is going to be that lower high, well, I mean, the potential profits are going to be pretty good, because if this is a 1-2 and this is a second 1 and 2, you get that fake out of the trend, right? Everything's, looking very bullish. You're breaking trend here. We're looking for the highs to be taken. It's the only opportunity. So, I mean, this is the thing. When you consider risk management here, you don't need to bet the farm, right? You risk 1%. You're managing risk. If we get massive bearish CVD divergence from this lower high, where you got lots of longs attempting the breakout of the resistance trend line. If this is going to form a lower high, you know, what we're looking at is to break down in a wave 3. Let me just get Fibonacci out of the way because it looks very messy. And let me just double check here that you can see me. Okay. And you can hear me. Yes. You know, you don't need to risk too much here. If this does fail to move higher and it actually rejects, I would say the 7-8 Fibonacci. You know, you want to try and get in at the highest level possible because we are bullish on you know, the last few days. We only bearish in a little bearish momentum down that could very much be a 3-wave corrective structure. But if it, you know, we've seen this time and time, right? Where it looks bullish, we're breaking out, we're coming to test the highs, and price just fails, right? And it forms another lower high, and you're like, oh, it just looked so good, right? It looks so good to just test the highs here of yesterday. And it's just you do have the resistance. So you got something that is backing up this level, at least, right? If we did not have this naked point, this previous day point of control, and the potential, you know, the potential of forming a 1-2 roll down in a third wave, I mean, the profits that you could make here is very nice. I would expect a significant move down of a few $1,000s if it does not manage to claim that lower high. The moment you claim this lower high, this is literally confirming that it is a correction. Okay? Because you do have a 3-wave move to the downside, and your third wave here is relatively large. If the price comes up to hit this lower high, you literally have nothing bearish about this move down. Right? It's just a 3-wave move down. Your only bearish scenario here is a double 1-2 because you're already overlapping this pivot low. Right? You tapped it. So your only bearish case is double 1-2. So it either rejects from here or it rejects from here at the point of control. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, this is about decisions, right? It's all about decisions. Without a doubt, we do have a bullish case. The bullish case is, hey, we are uptrending in the last few days. This can be a 3-wave corrective structure. Your long in zone is that naked point control here, looking at that double bottom, right? Stop loss, give or take a bit of room here to the downside. You know, this is the zone that we were, you know, talking about yesterday. We did talk about a higher low here. Zone, we just broke down a few $100s. We came down to the naked point of control, which was the, you know, the 2 levels that you need to hold. It's either the higher low right there after the big high volume candle, which got a little reaction, but it finally failed and came down a few $100s. And then your next level was, you know, literally the naked point of control, right? It's either this one or this one. If not A, then B. You know, and those are the levels that you need to take a decision, good risk management, right? Look for the double bottoms, and you just take the shot, right? You take the shot. So if the price is going to move up here and attempt this breakout, we need to be aware. You don't want to go like extremely crazy. You know, sometimes the best trades are the ones that don't look too great, right? Because eventually, if you did not get into a short entry on a swing failure pattern from 116K, you know, you don't want to short down here, right? Based on a swing trade. If this is breaking out, if you are not quick on the decision here of shorting with stop loss at the high or as you reject, the price is going to roll over and you're going to be late, right, to the short. A lot of people are very skeptical eventually, right? When you just attempting to, you're very heavily uptrending, right? You just need to manage risk, right? You just, you know, you can go in with 4.5% of your capital, right? To take that decision. So sometimes the best trades are not, you know, are the ones that don't look too great. when price is moving into a level and it rejects to it, right? Same as this one right over here, that weekly naked point of control. You just get into the level and you have a few minutes here, you'd actually formed a local double bottom right there at this range naked point of control. But it's tackling the level and you basically fear the breakout, right? It happens to everybody, right? It happens to me. It's like, whoop, we're testing it. Are we going to break it or not? And it's decision time. You take the decision. The bearish case scenario, you either reject from this daily, which we did get a consolidation here. But if we are considering 1 and 2, potentially, if you get this, this is a correction right there, and you move up, you could form a 3-wave structure here, break of the trend that looks pretty damn bullish. Don't get me wrong, right? This is breaking trend. It looks bullish and it can, rally to the highs eventually. But if it's going to be a fake trend breakout, look no further. When we consider Elliott wave theory, you do not want these highs to be hit, these lower highs from yesterday at 115.7. You don't want them to be hit. That's your clear invalidation for the bears, because if you hit this level, you inevitably going to hit the highs here at 116.3k at a later stage, right? Regardless if this is a zigzag, you form a zigzag up here, you might form a triangle or a flat, come down, but then ultimately, take out the highs. I will be aggressively looking for longs if this level is hit on any kind of pullback here. I'll be very, very much interested in looking for a long here, realizing that there's high probability in taking that high. But for the bears, one ABC flat, one possible zigzag. The only level after this one, which we did get a little local double top here at the valley area low. I mean, it is confluence, it is resistance. This is why it is getting a reaction. It's not crossing this zone successfully. You're getting that double top, a bunch of longs entering, it's struggling. However, your next level for your next level for the if this is going to be a stronger rejection, I'm talking for the bears here. I know there's lots of bears and lots of bulls. I think most of the people are bullish, in my opinion. Let me know down below or in the comment section. Are you bullish right now, or are you bearish? This is a local high and we're going lower, or is this high going to be taken out between today and tomorrow? Right, I think we can do a poll on that. But I do not know. I understand that we are uptrending, and this could be a wave 4 ultimately, as we were explaining yesterday, right? Bouncing here at this region. You got multiple 1, 2s, 3, 4, 5. You're just going to start breaking out here from the highs of yesterday at 116.3, and you're just going higher, right? Throughout the next coming days. This momentum is still continuing to the upside. Yeah, this is what we see throughout the last week, right? We are uptrending throughout the last week. So, when we're taking these decisions, we just need to be aware that, hey, I'm going against the trend of the last week. Okay, so you need to be aware that, yeah, we could be testing those highs throughout today and tomorrow potentially. So, of course, it's all about decisions, right? It's all about taking the decision, and the only level to take that decision for the bears with a possible double 1, 2, if you break above the local highs of today, the only level to take that possible decision, you probably have a minute or a couple of minutes to take that decision. I would really be paying attention on the breakout to see if there's a huge amount of longs entering here, right? Because if there is lots of longs entering on this movement up, and there's millions of longs entering, you got those higher highs on CVD, lower highs on price action, it's worth the speculation for the bearish case, because too many longs entering here, you are looking for them to get liquidated. So your only zone to speculate on that is literally at the point of control from yesterday, which is your last level for the bears, right? Between golden pocket and the 7/8 Fibonacci. 7/8 Fibonacci from this last lower high is actually at that point of control from yesterday, 115.2. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Of course, the bullish case scenario, you probably get the rejection and you just continue to the upside, or you form a 1-2, 1-2, and then you just continue the bullish market structure. Well, this is the attempt area. If you break above that level, even hitting the 0.88, that's almost your invalidation. You don't want to get too close to this lower high right there. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. We are moving up again to the daily level. Okay, for all of those bears out there that want to attempt a rollover, and this is a local high at 116K. This is the zone. This is the area. And zigzag up. In the bearish case, you got a wall of resistance at 115.2, 115.1, give or take. It's your last chance to form a lower high to move down in a third wave here, right? To literally break down from the lows of today and, obviously claim this higher low and might get a little reaction, but ultimately you're looking for a possible wave 3 here to the downside. Not that this has to happen, but, at the end of the day, we are in bullish momentum throughout the last week. But when we're talking about trading ideas, that there is a trading scenario here, especially if you get lots of longs in the market, right? If I see millions of dollars here, 10, 20 million of long positions entering the market, tackling that 115K, you're very likely going to be forming those bearish CVD diversions. And the best level of resistance, look no further, it is this one. And you don't need to, if this is going to play out, the bearish case is going to play out, your invalidation is this lower high. If this lower high is taken, you have extreme high probability that you're just going to take out this high. So, having a stop loss above those highs is silly. Why risk so much? Obviously, if it does play out, you are looking for a rollover, but this would be your invalidation. If it fakes out of the trend, right? Trend breakout, fake out. Which they do happen, guys, right? We do understand that breaking out from a trend looks very bullish, but we've seen this time and time, right? So if the price manages to move up and hit this lower high, you just need to accept, okay, we need bearish CVDs. You got the point of control. A reaction right there is without a doubt a scenario. So it can be taken as a scalp, at least to the resistance support flip, hit that daily level, valley area low. It could actually form a higher low here and, off we go. But the attempt of the setup is without a doubt there. And if it is going to roll over and be a fake out of trend, the reward is going to be very, very attractive. The reward potential is literally breaking down in a third wave, which you are looking to fill the gap, basically, right? Because at the end of the day, the speculation of this movement is a 1-2, 1-2, and after a 1-2, you're eventually looking for that third wave, right? And you kind of just lose the uptrend momentum that we've had throughout the last week. So it's all about decisions. I do not know if this is going to happen, guys, but I can tell you it is the best level to attempt it. Okay. Of course, rolling from here is there, but we don't like here hitting the level too much on a consolidation. You would rather, if you're hitting this zone, this needs to be kind of a tap and go. If you double top from a range, you need to go down to test the lows, right? You cannot dance around here too much, because it just is not that attractive anymore. Yeah, it can roll over, but you preferably want to get into the double. A triple top here would be a little bit punchy in my opinion, but yeah, without a doubt that best zone is in this area. Right over here, it's kind of a little bit dangerous at the moment. Lots of longs entering here as well. So yeah, you got longs entering here very, very aggressively. So that, I mean, that's the bearish case. Of course, a lower high here is still resistance. It's dancing, it's struggling, it's trying to move up above this area. It's the daily level, value area low from yesterday. It's just, yeah, we do have that resistance here at the moment, but without a doubt the best shot would be at the previous day point of control. That's a scenario that I would be waiting for here. Okay, let's go through the comment section right away. Let's just take a look at Fibonacci from the high to the low. That's interesting. The golden pocket is where we have the point of control of yesterday from the ultimate high at 116.3. So from this lower high is the 7-8 Fibonacci. From the highs, it's golden pocket, previous day point of control, fake out idea, especially if you do have massive bearish CVD divergence, right? Where you got, lots of longs going absolutely, crazy throughout this move to the upside. You just get a spike here of longs entering the market throughout multiple exchanges, which inevitably is creating those higher highs, right, on the CVD. And you got lower high on price action since yesterday's rejection. It's an idea, it's a plan. You have an invalidation, which is taking out this lower high. I would no longer be interested in any stop losses or adding to short positions here. It's kind of silly because you have a high probability if you take out that lower high that you're going to take out this high. So, and it would be in your best interest to look for longs on any, on the correction later, depending on what you form here. Because what could be interesting is for the long idea, and I'll go through the comment section right away, legends. Okay, we're just talking about, how the price action can move. The price, trading is there to make you believe that something is going to happen, and at the end of the day it doesn't, right? So it really is that. It's a trappy game, right? Trading is a trap game. So obviously we need to think otherwise, understand our invalidations, understand that yes, we are uptrending, but if the price is going to trap and make me believe that we're breaking out to come and hit those highs, your trap is here. The trap is literally here, where we do have the resistance. You got that naked point, previous day point of control. So it's either yes, you move up to higher levels, you take out 116.3k, or you roll down from here. But if you roll, if it is going to be a fake out, you are looking for these lows to be hit and very likely broken down, which eventually gives you that really good risk to reward, right? This is why you don't need to bet the farm here. You don't need to go all in. You risk 1%, you take the shot, your invalidation. And if it is going to play out, then, you're literally catching a very, very good level with good risk management. And it's all about that. It's all about decision, realizing it can be a fake out, realizing the good confluence that you have, realizing that you have, possibly bearish CVD divergence, lower highs on price action, high highs on CVD, people longing like crazy to take out 116.3, and then you trap all of those traders and you liquidate them. You want to be part of that liquidation, right? You want to be part of liquidating all of the people that are long in here. If not, you get stopped out very responsibly with a good, invalidation. So, these are just little strategies, ideas that we like to talk about. Obviously, with the local price action, we are bullish. We are in bullish momentum. The long area, look no further, is that region right over here at 113.5k, where we had that naked point of control, which is the zone that is actually bouncing at the moment. So There's a good entry here for a local double bottom. This happened early this morning, my time. Let's go through the comment section right away. We got 500 people watching the stream. Make sure to smash it up, legends. Let's see how many likes we do have on the stream, right? We're doing education. We're doing trading ideas, right? I'm thinking about higher time frame, but I know a lot of people like the lower time frame. People stay for the lower time frame, right? Where is the next intraday, possibility for a plan to get into a position? And yeah, I mean, for the short, the long, we talked about the long area yesterday. You really need to look for the double bottoms, be defensive, that 113.5k, which is that naked point of control. This order block literally was your attempt, right? When we do consider, right, the long entry, right? Longing up here at resistance, trend breakout. Just because we have a lot of resistance, I think this trend breakout is a little bit dangerous because there's a lot of resistance at 115.2k, right? Which is that, point of control of yesterday's range. So it is this trend breakout. I would rather speculate on a short because I have an invalidation than getting into this trend breakout. Your trend breakout, you're long in here, your stop loss, needs to be that low, literally, right? Because so anyway, let's go through the comment section. We'll be talking about the next long areas, right? Next long areas. I mean, this was the area of longing, right? I wouldn't long right now where we at because we have the daily, we got the value area low. So yeah, you either got into the long at this region, long in here into resistance is a little bit suicidal, right? Stop loss here, stop loss here. You just don't have a stop loss. You need to have double bottom, naked point of control, stop loss beneath the naked point of control, give or take a few $100s. And so yeah, your long entry was here. If we will talk about the other long if we do break down, because there is good support. However, I would be a little bit skeptical if we were to, move down. I think this move down, if we were to lose these higher lows, as mentioned, I think we would be forming a wave 3 here, right? And then, yeah, you're looking for a bounce, but you're also ultimately looking for a 4 and 5, right? You're looking for a 4 and 5 in this region and then maybe get that relief rally. So it's going to take a little bit of time here for the price to cool off after a big move down of $3,000-$4,000 potentially, right? When you're getting an aggressive move down, guys, you literally need to wait for the price to cool off. I'll go through the comment section right away, legends, okay, as we do smash up that like button. But you need to wait for the price to cool off, right? When you get that big move down, boom, right? Why would you want to get into a quick long on the movement down here? The price is going to cool off. Price cools off, bottoms out, then reverses, right? So if you were to break down from here, trying to catch this movement down for a long at levels of confluence, just chillax, right? Chill out, because the price will find some support and it's likely going to test the lows. You're going to get some, obviously, all the time, guys, it's the same story. You want people catching the lows and all of that stuff, right? All of that good stuff. And you're just likely going to get that, little bit of choppiness. You most of the times you do, right? So it's really just waiting. If you do form a V-shaped recovery, then, I don't want to be part of V-shaped recoveries. You just never know if that is going to hold on. So it's literally much better to look for that support zone. Let's go through the comment section right away. We've got a super chat. We got a super chat here from someone. Much love to you, my man, Nick. Can you show us your fib settings? Absolutely. Why not? Fib settings. This is what we have. You can stop the screen. It basically got the 2.618, 1.618, and all the fibs that are important. 236, 382, 50%, 65, golden pocket, 618, 78, 0.88. Pretty average, fib zones. So there you have it. Much love to you, my man. Sin Games 496 watching, and only how many likes? Smash up the like button, share to socials. I like the bounce of VWAP, stop below VWAP, says Sin Games. We can take a look at that right away. El perfil de volumen desde 101 hasta hoy me da 108. We can see that. Range volume. Yeah, VWAP. That's, Sin Games here is saying about the VWAP. He likes the, I like the bounce of VWAP, stop below VWAP. Yeah, I mean, this is for people that are taking, literally VWAP is, for scalpers, it's a zone. It's a zone of support and resistance. You did separate here ever so slightly from the VWAP, not massively. We kind of front run the VWAP. It is nice to tap the VWAP and get back above it and consider that long trade, stop loss, attempt the breakout, protect position. There's always you know, it's always a level for scalpers here. For scalpers, it is always a level. Sin Games here in the comment section talking about the VWAP strategy. Never thought about using the 7.5. Andy says Matti. The 7.5 Fibonacci. Yeah, I have seen people use 25% Fibonacci, 50%, 75. I just like the classic level, 7, 7, 8 Fibonacci. Never considered the 0.75, but I've seen people use it. On MEXC, we did touch the VWAP. Yeah, I'm sure on some exchanges we did hit the VWAP. Okay, we just literally on Bybit, we did front run it. Okay, let's take a look at Bybit, Coinbase. Also just hitting that VWAP. Yeah, Coinbase did hit the VWAP also. So some exchanges just very close to the VWAP. It's always a scenario when you consider Elliott wave theory also. Like on the lower time frame, 5 minute, 3 minute, you get wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You know, yeah. I mean, the 5 minute can be, you know, very, very, you know, I would try and avoid the lower time frame because there's too much volatility, too many wicks up and down. You at least want to go to the 15 minute to consider Elliott wave theory. 1 3 minute is, yeah, it cannot be too reliable, right? So anyway, let's talk about the long positions as well. That, you know, if this was the zone to bounce. Okay, we mentioned this level. We also mentioned this higher low here. In between this higher low and the point of control is the zone to get that relief rally. Of course, today it was pretty nice to see this, you know, momentum to the downside. It did form a double triple bottom at exactly the point of control. I mean, this was the level to potentially get this bounce of just about $1,000. It seems like a lot, but it's only $1,000 bounce. But this level, without a doubt, has the potential to take you all the way back up to 116k. So it's one of those longs that you want to maintain 50% open, 30%, 60%, depending on your risk appetite here. It's one of those levels. After forming a 3-wave down, hitting that big, you know, level, it's one of those longs that you want to maintain open, right? You want to take some profits at resistance. You're getting a reaction, TP1, and eventually leave some open for that possible move up to hit 116k, right? So yeah, let's go through the comment section. Okay. Please also analyze Ethereum. Absolutely, like BTC. We'll take a look at Ethereum. I do have Ethereum here ready, okay? I am very bullish on Ethereum. Ethereum is the one that I have a few swing long positions, okay? I am very, very bullish, and I'm more confident on Ethereum than actually Bitcoin. But depending on what Bitcoin does, Bitcoin for the moment, it is uptrending. It is looking nice. We're attempting to break the, you know, the daily level and previous day value area low right now. Let's see if it does get that squeeze to the upside. See if we do get lots of longs entering the market. We are getting lots of longs already on Bybit US dollar tether. We can see here those longs entering here very aggressively. I mean, it is going to form bearish CVDs from this lower high. You know, if you move up here, you are going to see bearish CVD divergence. Lots of longs entering the market here, which is not good, right? Longs want those highs to be taken to take profit. And maybe if there is going to be more bigger short limit orders, they absorb all of those longs and then punish, right, those longs that are entering here. So yeah, we're going to talk about, you know, if the price were to form a lower high. What if the price forms a lower high? What would be the outcome, and where we would have to look for potential long setups that could take even 24 hours easily to develop a little bit of a floor, right? You want to form a little bit of a floor situation at support to then look for the reversal bounce. So we're going to talk about that also on stream, which would be a plan for the next 24 hours, right? In this area, as mentioned, it's not worth, for me at least here, you know, this would have been already stopped out at break even. That's it, not worth here for me. If it does form a lower high and rolls over, then okay, so be it. You don't want the price attempting the level too many times, because it's just possibly going to break out. Local double top, if you roll over, you want the price to move down. If it doesn't, and you're still dancing around at resistance, you just have a good chance it's going to pop out. So it's just not worth it. It's either here and roll over, or it's not, right? Because just so you realize, when either you enter on a double top, it rolls over, just like here. You tap the level, you can accept another double bottom, but you wouldn't accept another one on a lower high. It's just like, yeah, this is like really just taking the piss here, right? It's gonna look like, it looks like it's gonna roll over. So you need a double bottom and go, double bottom and go. If you double top, you need to go. You like literally need to go down. If you do not, and you get back up to the highs, shorting here again is just, yeah, as we can see, we're just trying to attempt to pop out here. It's all understanding as well when, yeah, you got a good area of resistance, good area for a possible double top. But if you roll over, sweep up the higher lows, and you get that reaction and you bounce, you just no longer want to participate again in a short at this resistance, because you're likely going to break it as we are attempting right now. Let's go through comment section. We're going to talk about the if the price forms a lower high, okay, which is going to be interesting. We're going to check out CVD here, because ooh, US dollar tether on Bybit, they are going big time long. Holy smokes, they are going big time long here, and we are already having some high highs on the CVD on Bybit US dollar tether. We are just about to do so on rest of exchanges. People are going to attempt here the long breakout, okay, from the trend line, which could succeed. Don't get me wrong here. It could without a doubt succeed. Remember that we are uptrending. We were talking about the idea of bouncing here in a wave 4 to maybe claim the highs. So it's going to be the last zone for the bears to attempt, okay, a lower high. Preferably, as mentioned, you know, I would say we do get to the point of control. You want to tap into resistance. This is not a short that I would be interested in here. I need the price to get up to the level. If it doesn't, if it were to roll from here, then it is what it is, right? It's just it is kind of trying to attempt to break the daily level and the value area low, and yeah, you want to get to the next resistance in this zone. Not interested in shorting. Not interested without a doubt. You need to get to the resistance and see bearish CVD divergence. If you don't, then the price can go to higher levels. We'll be doing Ethereum, but first of all, let's cover, okay, the last level for the bears, as explained, is this one. Okay, for a potential lower high. You're already attempting the breakout of lower high resistance. You got the trend breakout here. It is attempting, right? So let's see if the price pushes through. We get more longs entering. It's going to be looking very interesting, guys. If the price really does, you know, dance around with a very, very poor movement here to the upside, man, it's going to be looking a little bit toppy. So, yeah, let's see. Preferably we do go higher. We get more people excited and we get more longs entering. And then, you know, we'll analyze the situation as we are pumping here into the 115k plus zone, right? Yeah, the long in area, as explained, was here. It's, you know, I want to talk about a new long position, but this was the zone, right? The zone was in this area. So this is the zone that had to hold. So this is literally the long in area that you had to take into consideration. If we talk about longs now, where we at, I have to say that the price literally needs to go down. You know, it needs to go down to much lower prices to me even to consider a long later on. There's no longs to be taken. I mean, unless you, like Sing Game said, you can take the VWAP as a internal level of support. And you know, session VWAP is for the scalpers, right? The ones that are taking a look at the 5 minute, 3 minute, 1 minute time frame. But we are talking about, you know, other strategy taking into consideration Elliott wave theory. We're going to talk about the bearish scenario has been explained. Bearish zone has also been explained. Let me just set some alerts here. Okay, just slightly higher into that point of control, because we're going to talk about the bearish case, okay? The bullish one. Well, locally bearish, but yeah, let's set that alert here slightly below that naked point of control. And if it is going to ding-a-ling, then we'll take a look at the price action CVD if we are hitting the point of control, and then ultimately take a decision. Let's talk about the bullish case. I want to try and fit here. Is that the monthly VWAP? That is the session VWAP, okay? Session VWAP. It's just VWAP, session. If you look at VWAP and indicators, it's the first one that's going to bring, okay? Session VWAP from the day. So yeah, let's go quickly through comment section, and then we'll talk about a possible local bearish outcome. Remember, we are bullish throughout the last few weeks. We do have an attempt in hitting the highs again, but it looks kind of attractive, right, to kind of form a lower high here after creating that swing failure pattern of, you know, literally this range of the last 2 weeks highs, right? It's like, you know, are we going to hit the highs, or are we going to form a lower high, you know, and kind of ruin the party here for the bulls? So we need to get to that point of control. Let's see if we do get up there. I think we can very much get up there throughout the stream, and check the reaction. Invalidation, look no further. Is that lower high? This lower high is invalidation. So you know, you got a good stop loss, you got a good projection down, because I would ultimately say that these higher lows are going to be swept eventually, right? So let's see. It's going to be interesting. I think we are going to get up there on the stream. Okay, we're getting up there. We got market open in 15 minutes. Stock market open in 15 minutes, guys. Also, I think a lot of people are in, you know, stock market is going through the roof here, legends. Man, what's going on here with the stock market? It is just pumping and smashing all-time highs. Yeah, stock market is looking very, very bullish. Doesn't want to stop. Something that we want to consider eventually when we take a look at Bitcoin. Let's go through comment section, and then we'll go through the local bearish outcome and where the price could find support, right? Because this is the classic thing. If the price were to roll over, guys, remember that we are uptrending. We are speculating on the bullish case as well, which is multiple 1-2s. You got your third wave, 4, 5. You finally break out from the highs. You correct down. You know, you find support at this 116k, you get back up to the highs. We are uptrending, right? The level to consider rejoining the uptrend was explained yesterday. We had two levels. The other one was slightly higher that didn't manage to find support, but the naked point of control here at 113.5k, which was our, you know, ultimate, you know, if not A then B level, is holding pretty nicely when we consider Elliott wave theory and bullish market structure, that it needed to hold this 113.5k naked point of control if you wanted to consider rejoining the possible trend to the upside, which is the level that is actually bouncing, right? So yeah, let's talk about the trap scenario. Okay, we're going to come in here into this resistance. Oh man, we're going to get market open in the next 13 minutes into this level of resistance for Bitcoin. Got the alert right there. We need to push up a little bit more. Yeah, we still have a few $100s to move up here into that zone. It's 7/8 Fibonacci from the last lower high to the low. Okay, not interested in this golden pocket. We need to hit that point of control, and it is golden pocket. Yeah, I mean it is without a doubt an interesting zone. 115.2. That's the level that I want it to hit. We are getting, oh man, the amount of longs that are entering here, guys, is insane. Holy smokes. Man, there's people long in here like crazy. Not too much on Bybit perpetual, but on the US dollar tether perpetual, holy smokes, there's a lot of longs entering here. Man, we want to get up there at least to the point of control. Check that reaction, because we are getting bearish CVDs, guys. There is bearish CVDs on the formation here. Will these longs manage to succeed, or are they going to get punished? That is the overall question. Too many longs entering here. Are they going to get punished and get stopped out? Obviously, the stop loss zone is beneath these lows. Let's see if we do stretch our legs a little bit. It could be a speculative attempt. Low capital, low risk. Guys, if you are interested in trading, you do have Bybit, you do have Bluffin, you have BTCC. If I'm honest with you, I would prefer Bitcoin to break out very aggressively now, because I'm mainly on swing long positions on Ethereum, and I am looking for Ethereum to hit new all-time highs in the next coming weeks, guys. If I'm honest with you, I want bullish momentum because I'm in no shorts. So we could be looking for a speculative short here. If you're interested in trading, guys, look no further. Bluffin, BTCC, you got the biggest bonuses, 15% cashback on Bluffin, which finishes in 2 days, guys. And you also have BTCC with that $10,000 deposit bonus. You can trade stock market here, S&P 500 and gold using stable coins, guys. So check out the bonuses, BTCC or Bluffin. They both work absolutely phenomenal, guys. You got the links down below here in the description, okay? 15% cashback on Bluffin, BTCC, up to $10,000 in rewards. The more you deposit and trade, the more rewards you're going to get, of course, so you can use for your trading. So, yeah, I think we need to talk about, what if this is a trap? What if it's a trap breakout of this lower high resistance, and we do get, you know, a lower high formed here? Let's just speculate on the scenario, because I can already tell you, if we break through and, you know, get to this lower high or very close to this lower high, the probabilities are going to increase that, you know, we're just going to take out those highs of yesterday. Alert set here. It is pushing through. I mean, stock market is just about getting a little bit of a reaction. We got stock market open in the next 20 minutes, legends. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. We are just $200 away of hitting that point of control. Preferably we do hit it. Preferably we do hit the 7/8 Fibonacci. from the last lower high. Preferably we do hit the golden pocket from the highs to the lows. That's interesting. I think it's an acceptable swing failure pattern, fake out of the point of control. Yeah, I'm very likely gonna attempt this just because we do have very, very strong bearish CVD divergence. You know, longs are going absolutely bananas here on US dollar tether. Also on the rest of exchanges, there's lots of exchanges longing at this moment. Not too much on Bybit US dollar, only 4.5 million. Ooh. I mean, yeah, especially up here. I mean, when you take a look at the stock market, man, there's nothing stopping this train, right? Let's see if we can get to 115.2k. I'm going to risk it for the biscuit here, but we need to get in this zone. Stop loss is going to be here. Speculating on that fake move to the upside. Volume is not that insane, well, at least on Bybit. Muy interesante, muy interesante. Let's set another alert here, just above the highs. It's going to be very, very interesting. Without a doubt, I would be looking for attempting this scenario, legends, just because we've got so many longs entering here. I mean, I would prefer that we just smash through the level. I would prefer that the price just really gets up to that lower high, because I am in, mainly Ethereum long, and this would be very good for Ethereum as well, right? To get Bitcoin continuing that momentum to the upside. So don't need to risk the farm. We need to manage risk. But it could be a fake out attempt. Let's go right away through the comment section. And it kind of seems silly, right? When the price is moving up, talking about a rollover. But where it would be interesting to look for longs is literally filling the CME gap. Okay, if you do fill up, man, stock market continues the momentum. Bitcoin continue getting into that point of control very, very soon. Yeah, I think if it were to form a lower high here, I would be very much aware of the price just filling up the gap, right? Attempting to fill the gap in the next coming days if you were to form a lower high here. Your TP1 inevitably would have to be the lows. Okay, so let's get up there to that level, which we are very, very close to. Check the reaction. Lots of longs entering the market, which is what we want to see. It's what we want to see here. And preferably, we do not hit that golden pocket. I mean, sorry, we do not hit the lower high right there. Going to be interesting. Let's take a look here at the comment section. We're just coming into that point of control. Let's get a little bit more of a squeeze. We haven't quite hit the level. We haven't quite hit the zone of interest. Let's go through the comment section. BTC is doo-doo. Hate there. 115.3 has nearly 2k BTC sell order right now, but they do keep moving orders about. Yeah, this is the thing. This thing about limit orders. They keep they will get wrecked. Yeah, we don't get wrecked here. We manage risk. We understand the invalidations. We don't go all in. But yeah, let's short all together. BTC is a blessing, says Staffer1. It definitely is. It definitely is. Pump. We are pumping. We need to remember the bullish scenario, which is literally what we were covering mainly yesterday. Okay, mainly yesterday we were covering the possibility of Bitcoin forming a wave 4 in this region, bouncing from that order block, if you wish, naked point of control. It is pumping now over $1,400 from that level. So it's one of those longs that you want to maintain open. Just realizing that you are targeting the highs, right? As explained yesterday with the theory of we need to bounce at the 382, 50% from this low or this higher low, right? You had a bit of two options here, but it is literally the zone that you need to bounce from, right? If we are maintaining bullish market structure. We formed a nice little local double bottom into that naked point of control today. So whoever attempted a long position in that zone based on the area of interest that we mentioned yesterday. Of course, we did have that higher low, but we came down a little bit lower. This is the zone to hold if we are going to maintain bullish market structure. Look, we were trading up over $1,000 above. This is why you need to remain patient. We formed a swing failure pattern at 116K. You need to wait for the price to come down to your levels of support. You need to wait. If you move higher from here, so be it. You need to come down. Fibonacci levels, considering Elliott wave theory also, and your confluence area, which was that naked point of control, which is the level that maintained support today. And getting that bounce, right? So you just really, when you're trading up here and we're considering this level, you just need to wait for the price to come down there. Too many longs entering the market, which I do not like. Too many longs entering. This is why the short is looking at pretty damn attractive. Man, the short is looking relatively attractive. Take a look at the 5 minute. Too many longs entering. Ooh, the price is getting a little bit of rejection. We always need to consider stock market. We got that CME gap, guys. Let me know, does Bitcoin form a lower high or does it hit 116.3? We're going to create a poll right now to see, are we going to reject from here? Is this a fake out of the trend? Lots of longs entering the market here, getting excited. We have the data, guys. We can see it. They are longing like crazy, like there's no tomorrow. Will there be enough longs entering to push the price to 116K? Let me know right away. Do we hit 116K? 116.3K high, which it is. Yes, no, we form a lower high. Let me know right away, guys, on the poll. Let me know, guys. What do you think? Let's go through comment section. What do you think? Yes, up. Get your votes in, guys. I want to know what you're feeling like, right? Because what are you feeling? Let me know right away on the poll. Do we move up? There's longs entering here like crazy. They are excited about this trend breakout. ABC, three-wave structure. Bang, bang, bang. Do we succeed in this pump to take out the highs? I want to hit that point of control. Let's see. This is the area. We're coming up into that golden pocket from the highs to the lows. Let's see. Stock market is something that you need to take into consideration. This is still absolutely flying. We're kind of shy from the golden pocket here. We're shy at about $100, less than that from the golden pocket and that point of control. Maybe on some exchanges we're already hitting that point of control. Man, don't leave here. Don't leave here, Bitcoin. Get to that level. Get the rejection from the level. Come on. Too many longs entering here, legends. Too many longs entering. Let's take a look at the poll right away. Fake of trend. Bullish case scenario. ABC. We are gaining momentum to hit the highs. Bearish scenario. 1, 2, 1, 2. Lower high. fake out of the trend. This is the last zone. You don't want that lower high at 115.7k from yesterday to be hit for the bears. Let's go. Let's try and attempt to hit that golden pocket. Golden pocket, the most respected Fibonacci retracement. We are just shy by $100, $200 by hitting it with this move up. We got lots of longs entering the market in the last hour. Let's see the poll, guys. Decision time. Do we continue the pump, or do we reject and fail miserably here and fill the CME gap by tomorrow, by tonight? Let's take a look here at the comment section right away. See what the legends are saying on the poll. Over 100 votes. Come on, you lazy boogers. We are over 500 people watching. You got only 130 votes. Come on, legends. Get those votes in. It's a 50-50. Do we hit 116.3k high? Right, which is the high from yesterday. Yes or no, we form a lower high. We got 45% of people saying no lower high. Interesting. It's almost a 50-50. It's an inverted head and shoulder trap on the 4-hourly time frame. Let's take a look at that. By someone here in the comment section saying it is an inverted head and shoulder trap on the 4-hourly time frame. I have to say, looking at BTC on spot, I assume we're coming into the level here. Let's take a look at that. There's no time. Are we hitting point of control? Just about hit that point of control. It is we are counter trading here, guys. Got shorts entering here on. Not too bad. Kind of worth the shot. Managing risk here. Let's see. Stock market is still in the green very aggressively. Still in the green. Still pumping like crazy. Anyway, inverted head and shoulder, said somebody. Yeah, this is the thing also, right? You're kind of missing the right shoulder here on the 4-hourly, right? Somebody's saying that it's a trap inverted head and shoulder. You're kind of missing the right shoulder. Right shoulder could be formed by filling the CME gap. Boop, 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 boop. Trend breakout coming into resistance. The previous day point of control almost scratching the golden pocket. Lots of longs entering the market on this trend break. Are they going to succeed? Let's see, guys. We don't have any news today. Tomorrow we do have quite a bit of news. Tomorrow we do have interest rate decision and we do have the Fed press conference. This is going to be interesting. Lots of volatility likely here, or maybe not. Maybe it's a big fat nothing burger. We do know that we are likely going to get 25 basis points cut, right? Are people excited about this anymore, or I'm not sure. What do you think? Are people excited about that? Long or short, Andy, lol. I have to say, we are at resistance. Long or short. Yeah, we do get some people joining the stream just to ask about, do we long or do we short? This is the trap zone. This is the bull trap area. It's the bull trap area. And the bull trap area has the potential of rolling down here to claim this low and break it. Your invalidation is this lower high. We just saying it. Just saying. That right shoulder. TA works until it doesn't. Well, what works is your risk management. That's what works. Okay? Risk management is what works here. There is a doji on 115k. A doji? What time frame? What time frame? Already priced in is the interest rate decision. So have we been pumping into the interest rate decision? Right? 25 basis cut won't really move the market, but 50 would be super bullish. Yeah, this is always kind of the surprise scenario when we do have this news event. I think, you know, you do see the probabilities if it is going to be 25 or 50. And I think it's not at 90% probability, right, that it's going to be 25 basis points. So it's kind of already priced in, right? The forecast is it's going to go down to 4%. The interesting thing is, have we rallied into the interest rate cut, right? Have we rallied throughout the last week into the cut? The excitement of cutting rates. My right shoulder is itching, says Staffer1. Sell FOMO coming in now. Sell FOMO. Sell FOMO. Yeah, this is the thing. This could really pretty much inverse right now. Yeah, we're getting some local bullish CVD divergence, which is obviously, you want to see the people longing into this level, right? Continue to long. So yeah, we could revisit the highs. We are getting a little bit of shorts entering the market. We are getting some local bullish CVD divergence. We've got higher lows on price action. A little bit of lower lows on the CVD here locally. So there are people anticipating this point of control and this golden pocket. You know, people are not stupid. They are seeing this level. We're already getting some people anticipating here this level. I'm surprised there's not that many, which is kind of a good sign. Market going into sideways. Yeah, very much. Very much. What if those longs are exchanges? Well, they are exchanges. They are people inside, you know. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say. Who knows, right? At the end of the day. What if those longs are exchanges, says Kanye, you're rich. Maybe with some good news about the tariffs, we can start the engines and just blast through. Let's talk about the bullish case scenario. Much love to you, Alexander. Much love to you, my man. You're the man with your education analysis. More calm while trading. Thanks to you. Yeah, absolutely. Stay calm, stay chilled, manage risk. There's always a trade around the corner. Okay, you don't need to go all in on one trade setup. Take them slowly and consistently. Let's go through the bullish case scenario. We're kind of just stuck here for the last 10 minutes. Not really doing much. It is resistance, guys. Let's talk about the bullish case scenario. Bullish case scenario. Would I consider, if the price does move to higher prices and it hits the highs, would I consider the price rejecting at a double top here from the highs of yesterday? I would consider it, actually. I would take it into consideration. A local double top from a major level. We already rejected once. A double top. A double top. Man. A double top, you always need to consider it. A triple top is when you like, meh. If, you know, I would consider a double top here. I would consider it. Okay, if the price were to manage to get up there and if it doesn't roll over from here in a lower high, I would consider a double top. And double tops are the easiest trading scenarios. You need to reject from that high and you need to enter when you reject, right? Just like this one right over here. You tap into the zone, you reject from it. You have about a minute or so maybe you have a couple of minutes to decide if you want to enter that short. You cannot short down here. It's not worth it. So would I consider, if it breaks, then higher we go. If it rejects, I would attempt it. If you do reject here and you form a higher low and you move again, I wouldn't consider this next one. I wouldn't consider it. But yeah, price is attempting the bullish momentum. Let's talk about the bullish case scenario, which is literally forming multiple 1-2s to the upside. We mentioned the fourth wave here yesterday, which is bouncing at that point of control. Whoever got into that long early this morning, then absolutely great. You know, it's an order block, literally, right? You can see that order block with that naked point of control. That's the zone that is actually holding today. Very, very nicely. Already bouncing over $1,500. Was the level that was mentioned on yesterday's stream, right? This is the zone that needs to form a higher low to maintain bullish structure. But I am worried today. I am worried about the bearish outcome here. This is such a zone. And yeah, if you hit these lower highs, then that's it, guys. You know, we're going to take out, if you get very close to the lower highs at 115.6, then like I said, this is literally not a zone that you would want to speculate on any shorts, because you're just likely going to take out the highs. Depending on if we do correct down here, I would be interested in looking for longs, literally. If you were to hit this lower high, this is no shorting zone. So yeah, let's take a look at the bullish scenario as explained yesterday. If we were to continue this momentum to the upside to take out 116.3k, which was the highs of yesterday, depending on what exchange, we are uptrending. Movement down has a good chance it is a correction. This is like the only, it's the last zone for the trap. Okay, if you take out or they get very close to this lower high, you're likely going to take the highs here already. Okay, at 116.4k in the case of Coinbase. So it's the only zone for the bears to really trap those bulls. Lots of longs entering here, I have to say, in the last hour. Will they succeed, right? Because everybody that is longing, we know where they want to take profit, right? Obviously, you have the shorters from the last 24 hours, people that shorted the swing failure pattern from the 116k. Their stop losses, they're either at break even or they're either at the highs. So I mean, this is it's literally the battle right here, right? Who are gonna win? We are trending, of course, throughout the last couple of weeks, give or take over 10 days. But this is the target zone for the bulls. Take out the highs. This is where the shorters have their stop loss. So it's who's going to win here, the battle? Well, for the moment, we are understanding that we are uptrending. So the bullish case of this multiple 1-2 scenario, which, you know, we're very much still in the momentum here to the upside. This is the general idea that we were talking about yesterday. The bulls are pushing through here. They are attempting to push through. Just testing the highs right now and that golden pocket, right? We've got previous day point of control and the golden pocket. It's kind of just at the level right now. Right now we just entered the golden pocket. Right now, from the highs to the lows, lower high right here, 7-8 fib. Yeah, if we pump another $200. That's going to be it. That's going to be it. You preferably don't hit the 0.88 Fibonacci from the last lower high, because that's going to be very rare for a wave 2. I would say that that's almost your invalidation here. If you do get above 115.5k, is not good. Not good. Last chance for the bears. Last chance for the bears, and the price is just really pumping here aggressively. Let's take a look at the CVD, because maybe, yeah, we are getting here. We have been getting some shorts entering, lots of longs entering on Bybit right now. Very, very close to that 0.88. Preferably it is not hit. Let's take a look at the poll here. Is the last chance here for the bears. I mean, that's it. If you do get to above 115.5, then that is literally it. Probabilities, that's it. If it shifts completely that this is a 3-wave structure, and the bulls have priority already to hit 116.3k, which is the highs of yesterday. As soon as you get into this territory, then yeah, of course you can pull back down, but probabilities will be very, very high that you at some stage you're going to just move higher. What could be interesting here is if you take the highs, you consolidate, you take the highs again, then you get that correction, then you have a 5-wave impulse here. You would have a 5-wave impulse. If you do get a corrective move down in this correction, it would be in your best interest to look for long positions to take up those highs. So let's see. Let's take a look at the poll here right away. Smash up the like button. Love you, man. Much love to you, Zautu. 250 votes. 57% of people said yes, that we are taking out those highs at 116.3k. We are in bullish momentum. We need to discuss the scenarios. Okay. We need to discuss the scenarios. The bullish scenario here would be, obviously we are uptrending in the last few days, give or take, since the lows of the 17th of October. This is the general idea. As the market is, it's always good to speculate on a possible rejection from a high. Okay, why not? We did create that swing failure pattern from 116k, right? But ultimately, as you are in bullish momentum, bullish structure, you need to consider the levels where we are going to bounce. And yesterday, the level to consider to get the bounce was at this naked point of control from Sunday to form that lower time frame wave 4, right? Because if we had, looking at the counts here, 1 2 1 2, few 1 2s right there, your third wave up, literally from this low or from this low, it doesn't really matter. You got another 1 2 right there. You had to bounce. You had to bounce between the 382 and the 50% Fibonacci, which is literally 382 we got below the 382 fib. Obviously you got that order block with that naked point of control. So that's, provided that support. If you wanted to join the momentum to hit the highs as a long position, that was the level to consider that long trade, right? This was the only area. There was first level, which was these higher lows. Obviously, if you lose that, your next zone to hold is that naked point of control. 382, 50%, that is the zone, right? Slightly higher could have held, but that was not the case. We did drop down a few more $100, and then today we are getting this rally to the upside. So, man, we're just still shy of hitting that 0.88. It's kind of a very, very interesting. Very, very interesting here. It's, if we do reject from golden pocket, it could be interesting. But look no further. We are in bullish momentum. We have been speculating on this wave 4 potential throughout yesterday. Bears, the Bears don't have much room. We are very, very close in hitting that lower high. Just a few $100 is probably going to be invalidated already for the bearish case to form a lower high. Yeah, it is pumping, it is trying, it is going to hit that zone. It does look like that we're going to hit those lower highs to increase the probability to hit this high right over here of yesterday. It literally needs to reject now. If it does not, then we're taking out 115.7. It's just your hard invalidation. Let's see if we do get the rejection or we continue pumping and we take those low highs at 116.7, which we're just very, very close. We're just $200 away. And it does look like that the bullish scenario is going to come to fruition, end up breaking out 116k to continue the bullish outcome here. Oh, lots of local bullish CVDs at the moment building up. Yeah, local people are trying to short here. Let's take a look at the scenarios. So, as explained yesterday, the bullish market structure is still very much intact. When you form this momentum to the upside, and the idea yesterday of multiple 1-2s, and you get the third wave up, right? We already need to consider either this being the start of the third wave or this one here. Doesn't really matter, doesn't change based on Fibonacci much. But ultimately, if you do form a wave 4, you are looking for those highs to be taken, right, at some point. And the wave 4, you want to form a 3-wave corrective structure, which we did throughout the last 24 hours. And we came into the level of interest, which is this order block and this naked point of control. So what are we looking at here in the bullish case scenario is take out those highs, unless the bears step in here and forms a lower high from this pivot, which is, I mean, yeah, this is, they don't have much time. we're almost there. Stock market is getting a little rejection here. Stock market is rejecting, my goodness. Let's take a look at the poll here. Let's take a look at the poll because the bears still have a chance. My goodness, stock market has got a bit of a pullback. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Do we form a lower high here? Let's take a look at the poll. From this pivot at 115.7. Let's take a look at that poll here. 58% of people say we do hit 116.3k high. No, we form a lower high. This is very locally, guys. Get your votes in. We've got over 280 votes, right? The poll here is, do we form a lower high? Oh, man. Imagine rejecting here very aggressively in the next coming hours. Lower high it is, right? This is the decision point. The bears do not want the price to hit 115.7. If it does, you're likely going to take out these highs. You know, even though with a pullback or not, it doesn't really matter what happens here. You pull back, then go up. But rolling down is unlikely if you take out 115.7. The only chance to roll over for the bears is here. Is here. Let's go, let's go. Stock market with an interesting rejection. Interesting pullback here from the stock market side. ES. Hang on a minute. Yeah, why my data here is... Yeah, it is holding a little bit right now. Yeah, there we go. It's going to pump. It's going to take out the highs. It's going to try and take them. Anyway, bullish scenario, considering Elliott wave theory here, what we do have is eventually the price taking out the highs and possibly breaking out successfully, continuing the momentum. We need to remember that above the highs of 116K, we do not have much resistance. We have a very, very big, okay, we do have a very, very big fair value gap, right, from the last lows after creating this drop, okay? The only zone of resistance that we technically have in this fair value gap of $4,000, because this is from 116K all the way up to 120K almost. The only big level of resistance that we do have here, either double tops or either a lower high here, like, you know, just as mentioned. This could be an area that the price does really take off a few $1,000s, okay? So you want to be very, very cautious. This is no zone to play around with shorts. You either swing failure pattern from the highs, right? Have invalidations, have good risk management, guys. You know, I know a lot of people don't have good risk management. This is why we're very vocal about it, right? If you don't create a local double top, you just let the price go. Let it go. Anybody that is having this idea of bear market, it's a fake pump, we need to fill the CME gap, I'm entering more shorts. You know, we know what happened here, right? This was an insane short squeeze. And people do get skeptical about, we ain't going to go to the highs, right? We are not going to rally all the way up to the highs. Who says we can't, right? Who says we can't? So this is why you need to understand that, you know, that your risk management and where you do not want to be in a short and where you don't want to add to a short position. Just have some alerts, have a strategy, have invalidation points. Like I mentioned today, if we do hit 115.7K, it's not worth being in any speculative short for a lower high. It's a tight stop loss. You just accept it if you're looking for that rollover, right? On this, you know, a lower high in this region. The people that get wrecked are the people that have shorts and just add to the short positions, right? Believing that we're going to form a lower high at some point here. And they just add and add, right? And they don't have a proper, their invalidation maybe is all-time high, right? Or, right? They say, we're not going to hit all-time high. Well, that's poor risk management. This is a area that I would not be very interested in being in a short position, because the only level of resistance that we do have here is the, well, I mean, it is the point of control of the range since July. It is a big level. It is without a doubt a big level here. It's kind of in the middle of the fair value gap at 117.7K, point of control of the entire range since July. But, you know, seriously, I'm not even considering here that a short, if I'm honest with you here. It's just not, it's not such a good level, such as an SFP, right? This is a good SFP level, just because it's a higher time frame. We did get a rejection of a couple of $1,000s in the last 24 hours, but staying realistic, it's a scalp. You need a, you know, your good risk management, you protect position. You're almost gonna get stopped out at break even right now. I wouldn't even attempt having the stop loss at a loss at this point. But that's a good SFP. Would I consider this a good shorting zone if we do break through? Not really. Not really. I mean, by coincidence, we do have the golden pocket from all-time high to the pivot low, at least on Coinbase, right? At least on the spot exchanges. Golden pocket is literally at the high volume node. I mean, that is kind of an enough confluence to consider it is kind of enough confluence to consider here. It's in the middle of the fair value gap, golden pocket from all-time high to the low, and the point of control of the entire range since July. 117.7, give or take, right? Give or take a few hundred up, down. It could be a rejection point. But, I mean, yeah. I mean, we like to take a look at shorts and longs, guys, here, okay? Of course, this is a dangerous area. If you break through here, the highs of 116.3k, it's either double top or you move higher a few $1,000s, right? Double tops are always interesting for us because we just know that you can manage risk like a beast, right? You take out the highs, fail, entry, stop loss at the highs. That's it. You move down, great. You're making some profits. If you do not double top, you're breaking out, and I mean, we don't have much above us. Only first area is 117.7, which is golden pocket from the all-time high to the low, which is actually coincidence with the point of control of the range. With no doubt, it is a rejection point. Okay, you need to take a look at, this is the kind of zone that you need to take a look at the 5-minute time frame and really spot that exhaustion, right? What you want to see coming into this zone, I mean, sometimes you can hit the level and boom, straight down. But on the 1-minute time frame, you're possibly going to form internal little reactions, local double tops, right? You're kind of moving into the area, and on the 1 minute, you're kind of tapping the level a little bit, right, for about 15-20 minutes, and then you roll over. So I would go through the lower time frame if you're even considering here the level to reject at 117.7k. You need to go to the 3-minute, 5-minute time frame and see that kind of, exhaustion, right? You're kind of hitting the level and you're getting a little bit of a reaction. This is like zooming in on the 5-minute to realize that exhaustion. There's no more to it. I would not be interested in a short personally in between 116.3k and 107.8. The people that are adding to shorts and all of that, they are going to be underwater, and they're going to obviously not manage risk. So we don't do that, right? We don't do that. Accept a stop loss. Do not get wrecked, guys. And obviously going with this theory, we're still very much bullish. We're still very much uptrending. So you could get that rejection, finish a wave 3 here. You could get a rejection, form another higher low. You're getting supported from the level that we did reject. That's a good level for a bounce. I would be we're looking for long, guys, as well. Yesterday, we were looking for longs. We already rejected from 116k. If you wanted to participate in the momentum to the upside, we were looking at the 382, 50% fib, right, between 114 and 113k, which the point of control was at 113.5. So if you wanted to rejoin this momentum, because here you could have longed here. We mentioned the long in this zone, getting a fake out. And yesterday we mentioned this zone as a long area, right? First was this one here, which we did break through. And then obviously the biggest one, which is this naked point of control. So if we, let's talk about longs as well, not only shorts. Yesterday we were talking about shorts. Now, we are talking about the potential fake out of this zone, which seems unlikely. We're just very close to that lower high. It does seem like that we're gonna pop through here, guys. We're very likely gonna pop through here. We're just too close of this lower high. This is literally, but as we speak, a confirmed corrective structure at this point. I would be very, very surprised if you formed a lower high from here. I mean, stock market, yeah, it's holding. If we were to get a crash on stock market, then that eventually would help. But probabilities are really, really, really low. It's technically still a lower high. Your hard invalidation is the highs. Let's be honest. Your hard invalidation is the highs. If you take out those highs, then yeah, this would be a confirmed 3-wave corrective structure, because you're not looking for a double 1-2 anymore. You are, this was, well, we can't say it's not, but a ABC flat here, your B wave literally is well beyond the 1.618 extension, if I'm not mistaken here. I haven't checked it, but yeah, well beyond the 1.618 extension. A B wave, you just literally want to go a maximum to the 1382 for a B wave. And if you cross the 1.618 extension, then the probabilities for this to be an A, B, C, it's already extremely long compared to your wave 1 here. I mean, yeah, it's just not. It would not be an ABC flat. Whoop! Price is trying to move down here. We are above that point of control already. Hasn't been much. We are above the previous day point of control, so man, that would be cheeky. That would be cheeky if you lose the point of control. That would be cheeky here to form a lower high. Damn, you know, this is we are very close to this lower high, so you know, probabilities are really getting stretched here. Let's take a look at the extension move from this pivot low to the high. I would consider this a flat. Oh, it doesn't really matter here. 1-to-1 extension hit on this move. We've got a bit of a 1-to-1 here. 1-to-1 extension. Let's take a look at the votes, because I think there was a lot of people speculating on a lower high here. I think most were bullish on the poll. Do we hit 116.3k high? Yes, 61%. 39% no, we form a lower high. Let's go through the comment section. I can see Devil here is in the game. Let's take a look here at the comment section. But ultimately, you know what would be interesting? If the price, this is going to be very difficult for a short. If you break out from recent highs of yesterday, it's either double top and you move down, you know, you're looking for a trade of a couple of $1,000 potentially, maybe even more eventually. Or of course, I mean, this is the zone to speculate on a lower high from all-time high, right? Without a doubt. It's this lower high from a possible wave 4, right? It is the zone to speculate that it's not going to break. So if you do not double top, it's the only trade that you can manage risk. Hit the high, reject, stop loss at the high, your entry. You can, just like yesterday, such an easy trade to manage, really. If you get the rejection, stop loss is at the high of the rejection. Look no further. And if you do not double top from here, I would really consider looking at the 1 minute time frame, 3 minute time frame. If you are going to form a lower high here, my next level to consider a short, to consider, guys, if you do not double top, to consider, depending on the 1 minute, 3 minute time frame, is looking at the point of control and the golden pocket from all-time high to the low. And you'd really have to go to the 3 minute, 5 minute time frame to see that, you know, double, triple toppy zone, getting a kind of bit of a wall and a rollover situation to even consider that short. Because, you know, we are uptrending still. Detecting the highs is without a doubt, it is a challenge, right? And you need to manage risk if you want to take these setups. You know, there's no playing around here. Anybody that was getting into swing longs anywhere in this zone on Bitcoin got extremely wrecked. Anybody that was doing more than a 10x leverage got wrecked with this move. You cannot get into a long here, add to position, because yeah, it's just not a good idea. Or get into shorts here and add to the position. Holy smokes, what's going on? Right? The market is ferocious, guys. The market is ferocious. Don't have that Silly. How many people got wrecked, guys, the 10th of October? Man, there were people taking their own lives, guys. This was a bad event. People that trade irresponsibly and they are betting the farm, they get wrecked, guys. This is a long-term game. You need to make slowly consistent profits, small positions. Okay, man, this event was horrible. This event was horrible, right, for many. I mean, I got stopped out. That's it. Move on. So you never know. You never know if you're going to absolutely slice through the levels. So here the plan would be double top, pay attention to the point of control. And I would be even interested. Obviously, longs right now is not a great idea. Longs were mentioned yesterday. In this area, you want to be interested in joining the trend, right? Between 113 and 114K. That's the level. That's the order block. That's the naked point of control. We're considering Elliott wave theory, multiple 1-2s. If this is your third wave, you're popping out from your wave 1s. You need to consider wave 4. Where does wave 4 need to bounce? Between 382 and 50%, right? Order block, naked point of control. Look no further. That's where we need to bounce. This is where we need to bounce in the bullish case. Your hard invalidation is literally golden pocket, 112.2. If you want to go through the lower time frame eventually just to get a better entry, you're literally looking for that swing failure pattern, double bottom from the naked point of control, which is exactly what happened, right? When we do go through the lower time frame on that naked point of control, that is exactly the level which held today and is bouncing a few $1,000s at this moment, right? When you consider wave 4s, right? You got your wave 1s, boom, boom, boom. You leave the area of your wave 1s, and then eventually, where can this retracement bounce? Well, it can bounce at the 382 50%. And which is your best area? Between 382 and 50%, you do have that order block with that naked point of control, right? So it's kind of, it's Elliott, apart from confluence, it's Elliott wave theory. If you are moving up here and you leave the station, okay, this is the area to consider long. So we're taking out that lower high. It's not in your best interests to be in any shorts at this point. It's literally taken out that lower high. The probabilities are high to take out this high, okay? It's going to be interesting if we do get a little consolidation. This isn't preferably, or we either take out the high directly or we get a consolidation, one more high, and then the pullback. If we were to create a pullback before hitting this high, I think there would be another opportunity here. Point of control would be a little bit too close. Would be very, very shallow. I mean, your best zone to join a long position, right, was this area. You're getting that exhaustion and you're coming into big support, order block, naked point of control. And this was your best area to join that long position, right? So market is uptrending. We claimed that lower high. Probabilities in claiming here this high is very, very high, guys. We're probably going to pop out potentially in the next hour or maybe in the next coming hours. We might get a pullback. Pullback will be interesting to take a look at. Preferably here, you do create. I mean, this might just pop out in a third wave very aggressively. It might just pop out here. But preferably, if you wanted to rejoin, if you didn't join a long position in this zone, let's take a look at Ethereum. We need to take a look at Ethereum because I would assume that Ethereum's pumping as well. Not that much. Well, Ethereum's not pumping as much as Bitcoin. Man, the longs that have entered here are absolutely crazy. Yeah, now it's about Preferably right now, we only got a bit of a 3-waver. If we were to form a little consolidation and then another high, maybe you miss the high or maybe you hit it. Preferably you don't. If you don't hit the highs here, then you know what you're looking at here is the same kind of scenario. You're looking for a 3-wave move down. Preferably if you don't hit the high, this might give you another opportunity to rejoin the momentum up, right? You need that 3-wave. If you do get that retracement, and you know you're literally looking for a confirmed 3-wave structure after forming a 5-waver, and you're literally looking for this, and I'll maybe breaking out. But yeah, when we take a look at the higher time frame perspective that we were looking at here throughout the last 24 hours from yesterday, there will be a chance to rejoin the trend, guys, if we do not reject in a double top. Okay, super easy to manage trade. You're above the level, you don't short. You get below the level, you can short. You don't need to risk the farm here, because if it is going to reject, it is going to give a 4-5 to 1 risk to reward at least. So you don't need to, you know, it's just the risk to reward will make you the gains, not because you're risking here a huge amount. You know, you want to keep it in between 1 and 3%, right? When you're risking more than 5%, you're already stretching it from your trading account. I know a lot of people trade with $1,000 or $2,000. I can see it, okay? And a lot of people might just go in with $500 or $1,000, you know, and obviously you got 2 stop losses, right? If you do risk 50% of your account, you know, if you have $2,000 and you're going in a trade with where your stop loss is $1,000, you have 2 shots, right? You have 2 shots. I do get it that people want to make gains very fast in trading, but you know, you at least you need to have $10,000 to risk, you know, 500, 400 as a stop loss, right? Give or take. But the people that want to double, triple their accounts, right, with $2,000-$3,000, they're risking literally, you know, half of their account. They're going in with $1,000, $2,000, and see if they can double it. You will double it, of course, at some point. But you have a good chance in losing it in the very near future. So trading is about scaling up, right? Scaling up your account. And if you have $1,000, you just need to trade with $30, $40 as a stop loss and build it up throughout the next couple of months to 2,000 and 3,000. And it's the only safe way, guys, long term. There's opportunities every day or every other day. So anyway, about this movement up, if we do take out the highs, which does look like we're going to take out before the end of the day today, I think there's a good chance we're just a few $100s away from hitting those highs, which is highly likely at this point. No, not worth having any shorts, as explained at this point. It's just not worth it. Scenario 1, double top. Scenario 2, you break out and you do not double top. No shorts to be taken. You know, this is the thing. I'm not interested in longing here at the highs. Longs were mentioned yesterday. If you want to rejoin the uptrend momentum, we talked about the exact zone of where to do so, which was here, right? And I think there will be time to rejoin again, because if this is talking about the bullish case scenario where you have multiple 1-2s at the beginning of this uptrend, 1-2, 1-2 in a flat, and you still have a bunch of 1-2s here, and this is your 3rd wave, 4th wave, 5 wave, you're likely going to form the 3rd wave here, move down. You are looking for, very likely, for a higher low from this pivot of today. So yeah, I mean, I'll eventually will be letting know the pro community where that zone is going to be interesting here. But I mean, look no further. I mean, this could definitely flip our support. The 116.2k zone, right? 116k level. If it breaks out in the next coming hours and gets to 117, 118k, the retracement, this could turn into support. This has been resistance. We got stopped here. We got stopped here yesterday. This is the zone to literally bounce our support, right? So you're gonna have to go to the 15-minute, 5-minute time frame to really analyze the situation here with the waves, because this could be 3, 4, and 5. You're in the third wave still here. So, you know, what you're looking at, just as we did yesterday, speculating from this low or this high, it doesn't really matter. The highest volume node, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, get below the fourth wave and look for the bounce from here, right? So when you take, or this low, it doesn't really matter. You know, it's still 382, 50% region. If we do analyze this price action, we are still inside of the third wave, right? There's no magic here. It's like from this low of this 3-wave structure, which has been confirmed at this point. You have 1, 2, 3. Do we continue here with a third wave? Maybe we go higher. And then we create a fourth and then a fifth. Then this is going to be your scenario to speculate in the next long to take out the highs, right? In an uptrend, you are looking for obviously the corrective move at good levels of support. Confirm it is corrective. You got good support levels. That's where you can rejoin the trend, right? Because you know, speculating on a swing short here for a reversal is it's really throwing, you know, blinded here on a dart, you know, throwing a dart at a board. Sorry, getting my words mixed up here in Spanish. Now, if we do not take out the highs here, this is going to be interesting. If you do get a little bit of a correction and you do take out the highs later on, then it could be very interesting here, because you could get a larger breakout. This could be your wave 1, wave 2, but you need a lot of information here still. You know, you're looking for a corrective structure, 50%. So the golden pocket. You know, you're still possibly developing your third wave. Maybe this third wave is gonna continue to the upside, right? You're just getting this scenario. Maybe it does shoot a couple of $1,000s to the upside. But if you do correct from here and then you form one more high, you kind of miss the highs here potentially, then this is going to be looking interesting to get into longs, right? Because then you're eventually looking for the highs to be taken at some point when you're so close. Yeah, not much here to talk about Bitcoin. Ethereum is lagging behind so slightly. Ethereum is lagging behind. I am very bullish on Ethereum. Somebody did ask if I could do Ethereum analysis. I mean, on the higher time frame, I am in swing longs. I am expecting Ethereum to hit all-time high in the next coming weeks. See if Bitcoin does behave. For the moment, Bitcoin is behaving. So this is very corrective price action. Speculating in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have the potential of the low being in here on Ethereum, looking at a WXY triangle in a Y wave, and the possibility is there that Ethereum does continue climbing up here throughout the next 1 to 2 weeks, preferably with not any aggressive pullbacks here. Bitcoin needs to behave. I'll be monitoring the pullbacks here, because the VIP community needs to know if I'm going to add to the position, if I'm going to close the position, if I'm taking profits. Okay, this is a long setup that I provide. It's the only one that I have on a few exchanges. Long setup here on Ethereum. I am long on a few exchanges from below $4,000, and you know, literally for the moment, it's looking pretty okay. It's looking pretty okay on Ethereum for the moment. We're going to have to see, right? We're going to have to see. We are breaking out from this triangle here the last few days. We're going to have to go slowly but consistently. It is true that we are possibly hitting some resistance here. Value area low of the region since August. We got point of control above this high, so it is a rejection zone on Ethereum, 4,300 without a doubt. It could be a little scalp SFP. You got point of control, that lower high here from the 13th of October. I would only consider it as a scalp. This is where Bitcoin got rejected from that lower high created, okay, on the 13th, 14th of October. Ethereum's lagging behind a little bit, but Bitcoin did get that SFP from that level. Ethereum could get that small little SFP here as well, guys. You know, just I would take it as a scalp. Just like if you shorted Bitcoin yesterday at 116K, take it as a scalp. Be defensive, take some profits on that movement down of 1-2%. I am looking for whatever happens in this region to ultimately Ethereum start picking up to hit all-time high. This is why I remain on swing long positions throughout many exchanges. Okay, I'm going bigger on Ethereum for this movement to the upside. Guys, remember on BTCC you can trade stock market. Okay, you do have a stock market here, S&P 500 on, which is pretty epic. S&P 500 on BTCC. You can use stable coins to trade the stock market with its gaps and everything. On Bluffin you can trade gold. On BTCC you can also trade gold, and obviously Bitcoin, guys. You got the biggest bonuses down below. 15% cashback on Bluffin, which finishes on the 30th of October, just a couple of days left. And on BTCC you also get $10,000 deposit bonuses. Okay, the more volume you move and you deposit, then obviously the more airdrops you're going to get. Okay, so check out BTCC. You do have the links down below, guys, to be eligible for those bonuses. Not much more. Devil here, absolute legend. Much love to you, Devil. Sin Games, Devil, Staffer One, thanks for joining. Sin Games and everybody, thank you for smashing up the like button. Stay cautious. Bitcoin is looking bullish. The general idea of continuing the momentum and bouncing where we should have bounced, as explained yesterday, is coming to fruition. We are still moving in an uptrend structure, uptrend market throughout the last 10 days, and it doesn't look like we are reversing, guys, at this point. Stay safe. Much love to everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. Double top is a chance, guys. Maintain risk. Anybody that is shorting in this zone, adding to position, do not trade like that, guys. You can get burnt. We could blast off here to 118K. Stay safe. The people that are counter trading and the people that rejoined the trend at the level that you had to, absolutely phenomenal. It was the only zone, not the only level. We talked about a level here slightly higher, okay, but between 113 and 114K was the zone to rejoin the bullish market trend that we have. And the trend is your friend, right? We can see that the trend is your friend. At the end of the day, it is bouncing. We are uptrending. The possibility of rejoining, look no further. It was this zone right over here. Now we need a breakout. We need a retracement. We can talk about rejoining the trend tomorrow if that is going to be the case. Thank you, legends. Much love, and I'll see you tomorrow.